war by next November, but you can't anticipate that. So if I were running for office or advising someone, I'd say, of course, the economy is going to be number one issue, and number 1A is going to be terrorism, unless it becomes number one. And that could be very real. You have to expect the unexpected. I actually think that something we should be pressing the administration on right now is what kind of a terror situation is President Obama going to leave to his successor? Because the most important thing you can do in this last year of our presidency is set up your successor for success. We know that terrorists try to strike when there's a change in administration from one administration to the next. There's a period of instability. One thing you have to do is make sure that that is just rock solid. And President Bush did that for President Obama, and I hope that President Obama does that for whoever is going to replace him next January.
I want to be charitable. It's hard to believe that's a major concern.
It's very difficult, and I think if you see what Charles Krauthammer said last night, he was articulating what Americans are feeling, which is, I'm reluctant saying the president doesn't seem to want to take care of our families and our children and protect us, but he didn't inspire a lot of confidence, especially waiting with a taped radio address. He's not camera shy at all. Until the FBI calls a terrorist.
Is the biggest issue immigration? I mean, yes, we just heard reports that there were 5 Middle Eastern men arrested at the southern border, trying to come in with some sort of steel pipe mechanisms. They're now in custody by the FBI. Is immigration the biggest problem, threat to a successor in office?
I don't think
it's going to hurt you too.
There are multiple things that are going on. One is self-radicalization of people who are already here, who are operating under the radar, and that we didn't know. They worked in a government office. They had a baby shower thrown to them by colleagues. They looked like they were perfectly integrated into American society, and meanwhile, under the hood, and with a grandmother living upstairs and a baby at their side, they are making pipe bombs and planning major big attacks. And I think that we'll find out a lot more from the FBI if they had any other tentacles. I think the biggest concern is what we don't know.
As always. David, thank you for that. That was really smart.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We've got Ted Cruz coming up, by the way, later in this hour, in about 25 minutes from now. He'll be weighing in.
Thanks, Daniel. All right, coming up here on the show, the FBI calling the San Bernardino shooting terrorism. So why is the rest of the Obama administration so slow to call it that? Peter Johnson Jr. is...
For adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio opens up airways to help improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Brio more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor if 24-hour Brio could be a missing piece for you. See if you're eligible for 12 months free at mybrio.com.
Save big on great gifts during Bass Pro Shop's holiday sale. Bass Pro Kids flannel for only $10 each. This Stryker Spy Drone quadcopter with camera for under $70. Plus, check out BassPro.com for daily deals and free shipping.
Find your holiday look at our Christmas Countdown sale. Select suits are $169.99. Top coats and raincoats are 60% off. Designer dress slacks are also 60% off. Merino wool sweaters are $39.99. Plus buy one, get one free on more. Celebrate the holidays with Men's Warehouse.
Dennis was in Iraq. They hit an IED, and it did a lot of damage. He has traumatic brain injury, slurring of his speech, not being able to remember things. It was overwhelming.
I shake all the time. It was very difficult. I don't like depending on anybody.
Since I first appealed to you on behalf of our wounded service members over 5 years ago,
he's my Mamie.
The Wounded Project has gotten even greater, and that need will continue to grow in many years to come. That's why I'm asking for your support. With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project.
Watch my feedback.
You two knuckleheads are gonna get burnt. Get down. Get down.
Call or go online with your gift of just $19.
Get down, Chew. Pika, get down. Get down. Get down now. Get down.
I'm excited about what the future holds.
I'm not mad.
You can honor and empower those who have sacrificed so much for us.
But your crazy little girlfriend is eating burnt wood that she got up here.
I think it will require a careful examination of
the facts that are collected and better insight into what their intent may have been.
That's White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest aggressively ignoring reality and refusing to label the San Bernardino massacre an act of terror. That was just 1 hour before the feds, the FBI, did describe the attack that left 14 people dead as terrorism.
We are now investigating these horrific
No.
acts as
Hakes.
acts of terrorism. We have uncovered evidence that has led us to learn of extensive planning.
So why is the Obama administration in reality denial mode? Here to weigh in is Fox News legal analyst, our friend Peter Johnson Jr. joins us from Los Angeles. Peter, you were one of the first people I heard on this show the other day make the obvious point. This looks like an act of terror. In fact, I think we have the soundbite. Here it is.
If you look at the dots, if you start to connect them in a way that's rational and reasonable and not political, based on simple things we know about terrorism, simple things we know about criminal justice, then it leads ineluctably and inescapably to that one horrible conclusion: terror.
Now, the Obama administration is just packed to the gills with world-famous geniuses with Harvard degrees. Why couldn't they reach that conclusion?
Because they're part of an incredible coalition of the unwilling, a coalition of the unable, a coalition that wants to demonize and scandalize those who will point out the truth, a coalition that will not understand that it's not about global warming, it's not about Republicans, it's not about so-called gun nuts, it's about terror.
No.
To America, and the war has come again to our shores. And this should not be about Americans, whether it's Tucker Carlson or Peter Johnson or people in San Bernardino or Corona or Riverside or 70 miles from here.
She's crazy.
Johnson and Espinoza and Wetzel and reflect the gorgeous
You're crazy,
mosaic of
Chupacabra.
America.
There's the cat. It's
And
coming
when
back.
they are dead, we should be not pulling and begging our president to say, protect us, Mr. President. Tell us the truth about terror. Tell us what we can do to protect ourselves as Americans. Tell us that it's not about discrimination. Tell us that it's not about Arab victimization. Tell us that it's not about us exercising tolerance. As a lawyer and as a son of a great civil rights lawyer, I believe in tolerance and I believe in protecting those who don't have rights or whose rights are trod upon. But all Americans are at risk now. And we need a president who's willing to say that. And he's not willing to say that. And so it's sadness today in LA. It's sadness across the country. But it's also fear and concern, not of the terrorists, because we will overcome them, but our own White House that's not willing to understand what we are going through in this country.
But at every turn,
Watch them, guys.
is to blame Americans. You're bigoted. You have too many guns. You're too Christian. You drive SUVs. It's always the fault of middle America.
Yeah, good watch them, Chup.
There's almost a pathological inability to summon the strength, and it takes political strength based upon what presidents said in the past. Listen, I was wrong about a lot of things. I've seen the light. I understand the risk. I understand terror. I understand what can happen to America. And so I believe if the president is not going to stand with Americans on this issue, Americans need to stand with each other. And so whether it's improving security at so-called soft targets, whether it's speaking with each other, whether it's exhorting communities to say, when you do see something, say something, even if it causes you hurt and pain in your own family. We need to act like Americans, one and united. We come from a lot of places, but this is the place that we choose to be, whether we're refugees or whether we're illegal immigrants. Now's the time to help save America. This is a threshold. This is a critical point, and it begins today in America as we begin to bury the dead of San Bernardino.
Well, how about standing up for our culture, which is good and decent and tolerant and self-reliant? You know what I mean? It's like, Peter Johnson Jr., you are a sage on this question. It's great to see you this morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Tucker.
Next up, ISIS reportedly training terrorists in flight simulators to prepare them for airborne suicide missions. They get their hands on this software, and does it mean we're in danger of another 9/11 event? Wow. Plus, how does a radicalized woman slip in?